everyone. Welcome to our nonprofit partner spotlight. My name is Anna Dominguez, and I am the Director of Programs for the Hispanic Foundation of Silicon Valley. Our education programs have pivoted tremendously due to COVID-19. Within the first week of sheltering in place, we switched to online workshops, boot camps, and classes. Someone who we work closely with is Dr. Roxanne Ocampo. I want to connect with her to see if she can offer some insight to students, parents, and our community. Dr. Roxanne Ocampo is a proud Latina mom and author of 5 award-winning nonfiction books focused on college admissions. She is the CEO of Quetzal Mama, a college admissions coaching practice for Latinx students. She has coached over 10,000 students since 2010. The students from her practice have earned admissions to the most prestigious universities, as well as national scholarship awards. Welcome, Dr. Ocampo. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you for inviting me and to be here. I'm excited to be here.
Great. So let's get started with some questions.
Okay.
Wonderful. So let's talk about Quetzal Mama. In 2010, you thought of the idea of providing college admission coaching practices to students. Where did this come from?
In 2010, I'll just kind of walk you into my dining room. There were some students, 4 students that were friends of my own children who were in high school, and they really needed help. My kids asked me if I could help them, and I did. And it was when I worked with these 4 young men, they're males, 4 of them, when I worked with them and they told me their stories. I was really taken aback, not only by their fortitude. These were students who all of them were undocumented. They were living in rural parts of the Central Valley. Their parents didn't have formal education. Their parents didn't speak English. They didn't have anyone at home to help them with things like AP chemistry, AP physics. Yet these 4 young men, all Latinx students, were top of their class in an engineering program. So in that moment when I heard their stories, it really spoke to me, and I decided from that point forward, I would start helping students like these 4 students for free as long as I was able to, with every aspect of the college admission process. And I didn't at that moment have a background in college admissions, but I made it a point to learn it and then to spread the message.
That's awesome. And that is all due to the work that you're doing to our community. And speaking of, we've worked together for over 2 years now, and you've been a collaborative partner with HFSB for longer than that. In the years that we've collaborated, what do you believe is the impact that both HFSB and Quetzal Mama have done to the students in our community?
I've been delighted to work with the foundation is because they know they're not trying to reinvent the wheel. They're bringing in experts to help the students real time. And so one of the things that was clear to me and why I'm so excited to partner with the foundation is that when COVID hit, one of the first things we did as a team was work together, collaborated, critically analyzed how can we reach our students right now, real time. They reached out to me and we created a platform of products that were delivered real time. So they started this back in March and April, like earlier, I think, than anyone else, and asked me, can you provide programs that are specific for juniors in high school, specific for seniors in high school. They wanted for the students in their communities to get targeted help within a Zoom platform, and we did it. And so that's an example of really responding to the needs of our community, really putting students first, being creative and brainstorming and figuring out how can we deliver solutions. And they nailed it. So I'm excited we were able to partner.
Well, it worked out in our favor because you're actually in Southern California, right?
Yes. So I'm here in San Diego County, and with the click of my button, I zoom right in and I can be there with students in San Jose, which is where I'm from, the Bay Area. So
yeah, there it is. And we love it, right? Because we've actually been able to touch more students having you via Zoom. And so we can't ignore the fact that the digital divide is an issue right now for a lot of our students. What are your thoughts around the digital divide for incoming freshmen in college going into universities?
the students who are now freshmen. And I have a son who's a freshman at UCLA, and I can tell you it's such a crazy time, especially for Latinx families, because as you know, COVID has impacted our community disproportionately. And what that means for our college-going students is normally those students would be out at a campus physically residing in a residential program, but now they're home. And because there's a financial impact, many of our students are now required to work full-time jobs while they're going to school. It also has negatively impacted Latinx students from a mental health perspective. So as a group, Latinx students do have significant numbers of mental health issues. We know that, we've seen the trend. Adding now to that this isolating factor that they're sitting in their living rooms, and sometimes they don't even have a space to do the work they need to do. Students have told me they go in the restroom and that's where they do their work, or they go in the garage, or if they don't have a garage, they have to occupy a corner. And that has also impacted them in terms of participation in the classroom, because they are often not wanting to turn on their cameras because they're embarrassed of, there's people walking by, it's a crowded space often. So in that respect, it's really impacted students negatively, I think. And I think I also want to say that is a strength of the foundation, is not only are you offering these services for students real time, right, responding to COVID, but you've been bringing in culturally relevant sources who understand the community, who can use culturally relevant images and themes and examples. And that speaks to our students. And I think it's a powerful thing. So that's one of the reasons I love partnering with the foundation.
Well, thank you so much, Dr. Ocampo. We really appreciate your time today. And then more importantly, we appreciate your work that you do for our community and our students, and then our continued collaboration with each other. Thank you so much.
Thank you. And thank you to everyone in the foundation for really not just, talking the talk, but walking the walk and investing in our students, bringing in resources, critically thinking about what do they need right now, and giving it to them for free. So thank you for that. I'm really grateful for that.
So as we continue to practice social distancing and online learning, we'll be connecting with a few other professionals that can help us walk through this process. Our focus at the Hispanic Foundation of Silicon Valley is to help Latinx students pursue a career in STEM and eventually end up in the high-tech industry. This is amplified by people like Dr. Roxanne Ocampo, who have a direct connection with our students' needs. Join our newsletter to stay connected and updated on the latest with HFSB. Until next time.